Good morning and welcome back. We're going to continue talking about different principles of marketing. Today, we're going to talk about place. What did you guys think of the intro? I'm working on it. Give me some feedback below. Really appreciate it. So back to what we were saying. We're going to be talking about place. Place can be a various amount of things. Place is just how do customers find you? How do they get your product? How's your product being distributed? Do they know where to go to get it? If you're like me, and you're just starting out and you don't yet have your brick and mortar, but you're close, how do you get your product to your customers? Well, you have to have some sort of a place for them to order it and know where you'll be, what you're doing, and what they can get. That's why I mentioned having a website and the top 5 things to do and have before really starting up your business, because that website, for the most part, is going to be your place. It's going to be your online brick and mortar for your product that you're selling. If you're baking cookies, you're going to want to have some sort of way for clients to see what you're baking seasonally and how to order it. Me personally, that's how I take orders. I use my Squarespace built website and I have a section that says holiday orders, and Squarespace is great. Once again, not a plug, but it's really great. I have a form on there. Customers can easily fill out, and it sends and submits the entry to me. I send an invoice, we set up a delivery. Now, there's other things like Jotform that you can use to create a form and embed it into a WordPress website, so you don't have to use Squarespace. I just use Squarespace because it allows me to process all of my payments. I'm able to sell some of my goods, such as my shirts there. It does a lot for me. But place, if you're starting out like me, it's likely going to be some sort of online platform. But how do you know people, how do you get people to know about your online platform? You have to go to the places where people are. That's really it. Especially with food, if you don't have a brick and mortar where they can even walk by and poke their head in and see what the crowd is like, or, you know, see what your physical menu, see what's cooking, what's coming out of the kitchen. Going and doing pop-ups is going to be a great thing for you, a great promotion. Going to places where people are. I started out going to various breweries all over Georgia, doing pop-ups nonstop every weekend, creating my own opportunities there so that when it came time for things like the holidays, I could let people know, hey, you know, we'll be doing holiday orders. We have this available. Check it out on the site if you would like to order. You've had it before. And that's what really happened. I have a great reoccurring client. She and her husband and friends or family came to a pop-up I did at a brewery and loved the brisket. A few weeks later, she was having a birthday party for herself and wanted it catered, and she emailed and of course wanted the brisket and wanted a few other items. And during this last holiday season, Thanksgiving, she placed another order for brisket, and she's just emailed in again and placed another order for brisket for this holiday season for Christmas. So the payoff for doing these pop-ups spans a very long time. You never know who you'll meet. So for place, try to set up a place, whether it be physical or digital or even both if you can, depending on where you are, where customers can come see your product, maybe even try your product and become more informed about it. If you don't have a physical, that's fine. Try to make partnerships with spaces that sometimes offer catering. A great avenue that I'm now pursuing is reaching out to wedding venues and photographers. I've done several weddings before, but I want to be the preferred catering vendor for those venues, not just brought in by the couple. So I'll let you guys know how that goes. The photographer route, every wedding has a photographer. And typically the bride and groom reach out to the photographer to see if there's anything or anyone they've worked with that they would recommend. So keep that in mind, do some searches. Maybe you know someone who does photography and they can be your way in. Today's ask for you guys, formulate a place. If you don't have a digital footprint for people to go and see what you're offering, what you can provide for them, get that put together. Like I said, try the Squarespace trial, it's 14 days, or use WordPress. WordPress is a little bit more confusing for me. I like the simplicity of Squarespace, but whatever works for you. Get out there, try to make some new partnerships. If you're looking like me for a brick and mortar, really search and see what your square footage is, see what it's zoned for, see if they've got grease traps, go through your checklists. What I personally do is I go to the potential areas and I just hang out all day, various days a week, just to see what the foot traffic is like. If you guys have any questions, the email is in the description. Thanks for watching.